This is Rap the News. I'm not here for your entertainment. I'm here to warn you. I'm here to bring you the truth. You, after the truth has been brought to you, can do whatever the hell you desire to do. First of all, if you didn't know, human beings don't come up with anything. Not one idea or original idea of any sort. If you didn't know that. We are designed to simply make choices from ideas interjected to us from either God and his forces or Satan and his. Satanic people come up to me all the time, or at times, and ask me, how was I able to think outside of the box? They asking me that now. Because you don't think like everybody else, you got to be a kook or you have to be wrong. But how I think manifests is the difference between my thinking and yours. How I think is actually happening, yours is a fairy tale. Meaning, how did you think outside the realm of Satan when most people are influenced by him and not God? This is because my guidance is coming from the Most High. So either you're influenced by Satan or you're influenced by the Most High God, but in the opposite order. But I'm saying Satan first because most people are influenced by that demon. Here's a reality check. Let's take a look at the cold hard facts and signs of this iron planet we call the Destroyer in the Bible. We call Nibiru. I call it personally Planet Hell. The Bible calls it Hell. That's coming. Revelation 6:8. We know. Number one, we have red iron oxide in our atmosphere. We're breathing it in. Invisible smoke in our skies, letting you know that it is an iron planet out there on fire. It's letting you know that. You can go into denial about it, but the facts are the facts. Just about every day now, this iron oxide is the main cause of diabetes. Now look it up. Diabetes is increasing. It is not the food. It is iron overload. That's why it's happening. And dust pneumonia. They will just say pneumonia, which cause a variety of sicknesses and stuff like that, which they would say influenza, plagues, and eventually sepsis, your body's shutting down. Look at how many millions. Go look it up, man. Do some research. Use your damn brains for once. Do some research on how many people is dying of pneumonia. Don't type in dust pneumonia because they're going to lie. They're going to lie about how many people is dying of pneumonia. Look how the increase of diabetes is crack-a-lacking and going on. And sepsis. Okay, number two. The meteorites coming from this planet are made up of iron, nickel, and stony material. Go look it up. Letting you know it came off a stony planet. Meteorites do not come out of thin air. They lied and said it came from the Kuiper Belt. They may have settled in a place in the heavens that they called the Kuiper Belt, but it came off the stony planet called Hell. Number three, when the sun passed by this planet, it gives off a bright white reflection, letting you know that it is made out of some type of iron or stone material, metal. That nickel may be shining on this. And so our sun now is emitting a white light. Those of us who are elderly and know that ain't the color of our sun. Number four, as the planet moved closer to the Earth, all of a sudden we have something called global warming. 2 and 2 and 3 and 3 and all of this is going to add up, right? 2 and 2 is going to make 4, right? So watch this. So you got iron oxide, stony planet. You got smoke in our sky, stony planet on fire. You got a reflection, a planet with nickel and all of these metals in it, right? And then you have global warming. I wonder what strange thing it could be, huh? Waiting for the white scientists to tell us what it is, huh? When they've been lying to you, them and NASA, the whole entire time. Everything that you know is a damn lie. The whole world is upside down and backwards, and people like me is trying to turn it back up the right side, and you're so used to thinking backwards you can't think straight. Global warming is coming from that planet, and they know it. Scientists, number 5, are using chemtrails as a cloud blanket to keep the planet cool, with the notion of that I believe it's not hurricane, but volcano eruption that happened called Mount St. Helens, I believe. It blanketed the sky with clouds and smoke, right? And the planet cooled off drastically. I'm talking about the temperatures dropped down low as hell when it did that. And so they came up with, if they chemtrail the hell out of the sky, even if it kills you, they're reducing the heat and thus saving the planet and the plants and the animals from God, the big glowing red planet out there that they just won't open up their damn satanic mouths and tell you, because then you'll believe in a hell, huh? You know, that's the scary word for Gentiles now, hell. 6. The planet is called Korat 7b. That's what your scientists named it, not me. I call it Planet Hell because that's what it is. You can actually look it up, you know. Hell has 2 seasons, summer and winter. But scientists is also agreeing it has summer and winter. And what's out in space and how it works is also agreeing. The reality is also agreeing it has summer and winter. Hell does freeze over. So if you know that, you know that the whole season thing of Earth is a big, huge lie. This is how they said our seasons changed. It said because of its elliptical orbit, the Earth is closer to the sun during the northern hemisphere, when we know the sun is nothing but a light. It does not warm up, it's not on fire and all that shit like they say. It is just a light. And it causes winter. However, distance from the sun does not affect the season. Why? Because it's not warming up our planet. They can lie and say it's this and that, and all of it is a lie. It's coming from planet Korat 7b, planet Hell, the destroyer. That's where it's coming from. And as this planet turns from the hot side to the cold side, we cool and heat up. They said the tilt of the Earth's axis causes the seasons to change. Some silly ass shit. When in fact, we now know the seasons change as this planet rotates from its hot side to its cool side, heating and cooling the planet, which makes effing sense. Oh, the planet leaned on its axis that we don't see. See? This invisible imaginary shit. And basically, when it leans sideways, then it starts heating up and cooling off. It don't. You lean sideways and see, do you heat up and cool off? Some silly ass shit, man. This is the fiery firmament they don't want to talk about because they know it's hell. And it works off sin. And I say it again. It works how God designed it to work. It works off of sin. When sin is elevated, the planet moves in close to the earth to destroy it. And I'm going to prove it all, man. Or the location of the heightened sin, where the sin is done in record numbers. How do we know? We will look in the Bible and prove it. Planet Hell has many names, and one is the destroyer mentioned in Jeremiah 4, number 7. The lion has come up from his thicket. It came out. Why? Because the heightened sin. And the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way. He is going forth to make their land desolate. God don't make lands desolate for no damn reason. How did he decide to destroy the land and make it desolate today? No, it's because of sin. And thy city shall be laid waste without inhabitant. And that's the future. That's what's happening right now. That's the reality, to tell you that the planet, the lion, the destroyer is on its way. Why? Because of the level of sin that the Gentiles are doing on God's earth. So let's see another example. Revelation 6:8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him. The paleness is the sickness that is caused from the hell that follows, better known as iron oxide overload. See, the problem comes when you look at the Bible, and I say it again. The problem comes when you look at the Bible as a bunch of ancient fairy tales, like most of y'all who say y'all believe in it do. And so when somebody actually trying to explain it from a reality standpoint, it's hard for you to grasp reality because you've been lied to by scientists. You know, Scientists, more like. Again, you're looking at the Bible as a bunch of ancient fairy tales, and you refuse to believe the truth in it that is manifest in our skies now. Let's read some more. During the time of Noah, God said that every man's thought was continuously on evil. And what happened? The planet came in close and the earth was flooded. The system of this planet coming in, the gravity, whatever the electromagnetic field caused the floods. And during the time of Lot, which is a perfect example, you had 2 cities given to homosexuality, and this planet rained down brimstones and reduced them to salt. And then what's going to happen in the end? God said in Ezekiel 38:22, and I will plead against them with pestilence. That's that sickness again that's described all the way up here again. The pale horse and the what do you call it? The pale horse, the sickness, the pestilence, and with blood, and I will rain upon him and his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, an overflowing rain of great hailstones, which is ice, and fire, and brimstones, a hot side of hell, and a cold side of hell. It's all coming from the same place, not the Kuiper Belt. The Kuiper Belt ain't hot on one side and cold on the other side. Planet Cora 7b is. Hell is. The destroyer is. You know, and it moves in. Why? Because they passing all these bills to smoke weed and be gay and marry and all of that kind of crap. You know why this planet is moving in, and you know why it's getting warmer and hotter. You know. So there goes your sickness from iron overload called pestilence. The height of your evil mentioned as blood, better known as murder, and great hailstones coming from the cold side of hell, and fiery brimstone coming from the hot side of hell, which is heating our planet as we speak, called global warming. I may bumble, I may do this, but I'm telling the damn truth. They ask, when will this come to pass? It has already begun, and your world is being turned upside down as I speak. You can go on choosing not to believe, or you could follow right guidance today from the few. Only a few people is going to believe what I say. The masses are asses, and they doomed for the fire of hell. God said they are as fuel for the fire. The masses are. Why am I talking to you? I'm only talking to fuel. That's what you are. You're going to fuel that thing that you deny. Let's wrap the news.